Gather round the radio, boys and girls. I have a little story to tell. 'Twas the night before listing, and all through the house, not a computer was stirring, not even its mouse. The CMAs were completed, the contract was signed, all with hopes of selling this house in record time. We sellers were resting all snug in our beds, while visions of sold signs danced in our heads. The house had been staged, decluttered with care, in hopes that great offers soon would be there. The kitchen was gleaming, the sidewalk swept clean. O spirit of curb appeal, make our house be seen. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, we scrambled to see just what was the matter. The Century 21 goalpost had started to glow, a warm golden light on the new fallen snow. When what to our wondering eyes should appear, our Z-Team agents with buyers, my dear. They featured and pointed and showed them the way. They smiled and agreed and nodded, okay. Our house got an offer the very next day. We accepted it and happily moved on our way. So remember this story when you need to move. The Z-Team Realtors will make it go smooth. On behalf of the whole Z-Team at Century 21 LeMac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home, Linda, myself, Reese Tubbs, Sam McMaster, Darlene Clark, and April Bentley, we wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7 TV. It's time for This Week in Real Estate.
Yes, sir. I like that.
You like that?
I do. I think that's cute. I think it's cute.
It is
Good
Christmas.
way to bring
It is
in the
Christmas.
season.
It is Christmas season.
It is. So
With that said, how's real estate business?
it's still moving. Things are still moving along. The interest rates dropped a little bit more again. So we're in the mid sixes. I mean, we're about 3 points higher than we were a year ago, but it's better than it was when it was up in the mid sevens. So it's getting there. For security Senate thing, I think they were at like in the high fives with a point. So it all depends on how you do it, and it's all based on your credit score, and there's other factors that go into that. But there's some good opportunities. I know that the refis were up quite a bit last week. People trying to those that maybe went in at the sevens, getting out of them, and a point is a point.
A little late.
Well, that's okay. It's okay. It's a start. So interest rates are always going to affect things. And it's a season as well, it's Christmas season. And people aren't as interested in buying homes right now as they were earlier or as they will be going forward. They're more interested in, what do I get little Johnny, or we got to go visit Aunt Sally, and those types of things that holiday life.
As Christmas brings it on.
Yes, it does.
The real estate market as a whole nationwide has been it's still pretty hot.
It's hot, but the prices have dropped.
Right.
There's still a large demand, but because of the interest rates and because of people's debt to income ratio, because everything has gone up. If it was just the interest rates on houses, that people could adjust to that, but your gas is up, 75 cents a dollar. Some markets it's up $2 from where it was. Those are the kind of things, the day-to-day expenses, that prevents people from spending more money on a home. Linda was out on a listing yesterday and talked to the couple and tried to explain. They came off the market and they wanted to go back on at the same price. And it was like, look, we went through everybody who's at that price point, and there aren't more people coming to be at that price point. If anything, we're losing people because of the money, because of the debt to income ratio, because of what people can afford. The home, she says, this is a family home. You're not going to get, Bob and I aren't going to come and buy this house. There was things on it that were for kids. And she says, so they're going to have to get a mortgage. And then you get involved with partners. All of a sudden you have partners that you didn't know you had. The bank, the appraiser, there's a number of things that
Everybody
fit into
wants to
this.
put the 2 cents in.
Exactly, and they do, and they're the ones that say yes and no, because you're not actually buying the house. The bank's buying the hoce. They're going to sell it 3-4 times, but the bank is buying the house, and they're going to guarantee that they're making a good investment. That's why the appraisers come out. That's why they want to make sure there's inspections. That's why they want to make sure there's a termite contract on it. All the things that go into them doing their due diligence in their business to make sure that their money's secure. So, and they went, didn't think of that, and then that's some of the things that we do with people when we sit down with them that maybe they haven't had done with them in the past. All of the things that go into a listing appointment and the getting all the paperwork together, making sure that the property disclosures are properly filled out. People may not have done one, or they may have done one 10, 15 years ago when it was 6, 7 pages, and now it's 14 because they put things about mold in there and flooding and drug use. And there's different things that are in there now that weren't in there before. So we kind of walk them through that. They think they're just going to be able to go through click, 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 and go through. You got to read these things. Have you made an insurance claim? Not a bad thing if you've made an insurance claim, but you have to declare it, because we've had people that have made insurance claims for roofs, of 2 that I know that we were involved with, where they made a claim for the roof, took the money. Oh wait, we didn't put the roof on. So the buyer comes, they have a hail, call the insurance company and say, hey, roof's got some damage up there. We already paid for that. What? So that turns into problems. So those are things that you want to make sure people are very clear that they understand. We want people to make good informed decisions. That's the most important thing, informed decisions, and know what it is you're doing. That can't be overstated. It's not just kind of sashay in here, sign this, throw a sign up, and see at the closing. There's a lot more to it than that, and those are the things that we pride ourselves on making sure get done. We want people to be happy. I don't want to have to hide from people when I go to Walmart or Harps, whatever it may be.
What is the big draw to come to this area?
Quality of life. We talk about that all the time. I talk about it. Montgomery talks about it. I mean, all of us do. Any elected official, because that's why they're here. Anybody who's giving back to the community, that's why they're here. The hospital, the university, just the goodness of people. Somebody needs something, they get it. A little angel comes down and makes sure that they're taken care of for whatever that is. That stuff's priceless. The school system, the quality of education, Jake and all of the people over there at all of the schools that are involved in Mountain Home, and flipping Yellville, Cotter, Norfolk,
all the
all
surrounding
of them,
area.
all of
Right.
it. Anybody within the sound of my voice. All these schools here are great, and they put out a great product. These kids have great opportunities that they don't have in other places. People that are here have a tendency to kind of forget that there's, they think they got a complaint. No, this is wrong, that's wrong, blah, blah. You have no idea of what it is to be in a metropolitan area, even a smaller metropolitan area, even a town the size of Springfield, smaller than that. Just a whole nother environment for your education.
Need to get out a little bit.
Yeah, they do.
Go spend the
You're
weekend
right.
somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Take a ride and see what's there. That's very true.
Yeah. Let's take a look at some numbers.
I think I can do that. Maybe not. There, it's going to be there. Eeny, meeny. There we go. Right there. This week in real estate, there were 34 new listings came on the market, 2 commercial properties, 12 parcels of land, 20 homes came on the market. They range in price from $389,000 to $34,000. 3 of those had taken backups already, so that's a big number when you only got 20 coming on and 3 of them are under contract. There were 31 sales, 1 commercial property, 5 parcels of land, 25 homes sold. They range in price from $40,000 to $976,000. The average sale price this week was $237,000 with 92 days on market. A total of $5.9 million in residential real estate closed this past week. 8 properties expired. 25 had price changes. So we get into the first of the month and people saying, okay, I really want to do sell. 61 are pending, waiting to close. We're down to 246 homes on the MLS, so we lost 8 homes from last week. So that's the difference between homes that sold and those that came on the market and those that came off the market. That time of year, people don't want people necessarily traipsing through the house, walking through their manger set and stuff. So year to date, for 2022, there's been 1,113 homes have sold for $247 million. Average sale price this year is $222 with 80 days on market. Last year, there had been 1,238 homes that sold for $248 million. Average sale price last year was $200,000 with 89 days on market. So price from last year is coming up. The numbers are up appreciably, and we just, I mean, it was nutsy last year, and people were trying to get ahead of the interest rates. People were trying to get settled in prior to the upcoming election at the time, and that election cycle has a lot to do with things. Now that we're finally done with Georgia and all these other states are settled one way or the other, like it or not, they're settled, and we'll go forward from there, and people go, okay. It's done. There's no more commercials. There's no more anything. It'll be starting soon enough, folks. Don't
Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry. It will be back. But we're ready for next year. We've got all our licensing done. We've got everything done. We're going forward, and the whole team is ready to go. And we're here to help in any way that we can for buyers, sellers, because the interest rates. Wait a minute. The interest rates affect not only buyers. It affects you as a seller. If you're thinking of coming on the market, it's going to affect how much people can pay for your home. It's going to affect how many people see your home. It's going to affect what's going to happen when you go wherever it is you're going to go. There's some great opportunities in some of these other markets right now. I mean, some of them are down 20% from where they were. There's some good opportunities. So you may, if you were looking at that house in Phoenix that you liked, and were willing to pay what it was they were willing to ask before, well, now even with the interest rate, you may be cheaper than you were if you would have bought it a year ago. So the numbers can work very well. Talk to local banks. If you're going to go someplace else, I'm a local bank guy. Go talk to a banker there where you're at. Talk to your banker here. See if maybe they can make a referral to one of your other locations, wherever it is you're going to go. That's an important thing, that there's a relationship between you and the local community where you're going to go. And us, the Z team, and we have a great referral network with Century 21. We're national, but we're a global company. I don't care if you're going to go where you're going to go. We can find an agent there. And to be able to have that touch with that agent, so that they know what's going on here and we know what's going on there, makes both the deals much smoother. And that really can't be overstated to have. And it's not just a matter of picking up the phone and saying, hey, yeah, you got anybody who can help this guy? We get the back of the house stuff. We know who sells what, who's the best agent for a first-time home buyer, who's the best agent for someone who's getting towards the end, who's looking for that right home for the right time of their life, what it is they're looking for, how important schools are. How far is it from the hospital that you're going to be going to, whether as an employee or as a patient, that you have to have something done. Those are all things that we can do to help make it smoother for you. And that's really what it's all about, is making it smooth for the client.
And with Sam McMaster being you have the same
Yes, sir.
designation, do you not, with
Military
the veterans?
relocation specialist. And we have agents in Missouri as well. Linda and Darlene are both licensed in Missouri. So we cover a pretty wide range of specialties, and there's nothing really we can't do. And what I don't know, I know who to call to find out, and that's a very important thing, you know. And I'm not. A woman called me looking for something, footage on a commercial rental, and I'm like, stop. I said, there's some things that I do very well. I don't know about that, but I will give you the number for the guy to call, and they'll be able to help you.
Sometimes it's not how much you know, but who you know.
It's exactly what you don't. You don't need to know everything. You need to know where to go to get it.
You need to know lots of folks. You know, you talk about local bank, but you're not just talking about the banks themselves. You're also talking about local mortgage brokers, such as in our area,
definitely.
in the Sorry.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Chris has done some great work. He has saved us from internet banks where they decided, like the week before closing, that, we're not going to do that. And, so Chris and his crew over there, I can't say enough good things about them. They have been there. They do stuff for me personally. They've done a great job in every deal we brought them, and they're honest. And you'll know when you walk out the door whether or not you can get this deal done. That's the most important thing that you can know. Yes, we can do this. Not that, we'll put it in and we'll see what the underwriters say. You will know when you walk out of Chris's office. Yes, you're good to go. No, you're not.
But here's where you're struggling.
Exactly.
How do they get you?
Call my honey. She's at 870-405-0793. Check out the website, retiretoarkansas.net. We've got all the cameras up and they're running. We've got some great shots of Cotter that are on there. You can see the weather. You can see anything.
You can see the Christmas lights.
You can see the Christmas lights. You can see them all night. It's
There
pretty
you go.
cool. Pretty cool. But 870-405-0793.
This has been This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zdora of the Century 21 LeMac Realty here in Mountain Home, the Z Team, 870-405-0793, retiredarkansas.net. Give them a call. We'll be back with This Week in Sports in just a moment.